So today, we're talking about the 2018 film Bumblebee, and more specifically, how this one small origin story managed to do something incredible. It basically saved one of the biggest blockbuster franchises in Hollywood.
It's a huge question, right? Every studio has to ask it at some point. When your billion-dollar baby starts to, run out of gas, and the audience is getting tired of the same old thing, what do?
For 5 straight films, the answer was always just go bigger. More robots, crazier fights, bigger world-ending threats. But by 2017, that whole playbook was just feeling tired. The solution wasn't going to be more of the same.
Nope. The answer was something much smaller, something with a whole lot more heart. The key to saving these giant alien robots was actually a rusty, old, yellow 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, sitting in some junkyard in California.
Now, to really understand why Bumblebee was such a big deal, we gotta rewind a little. You have to remember what the Transformers series was like right before it came out. To put it mildly, the franchise was, well, it was struggling.
I mean, the difference is just night and day. On one side, you have the Michael Bay era, which was all about global destruction and this super complicated lore that, let's be honest, kind of felt like homework sometimes. And on the other side, you have the Bumblebee approach, a small, intimate story about growing up that was completely driven by its characters. It was a total course correction.
So, how'd they pull it off? Well, the producers made some really smart creative choices that completely changed the franchise's DNA, and it all started with a trip back in time.
The new recipe for success was actually pretty simple but totally brilliant. First, they got a new director, Travis Knight, who came from the amazing animation studio Laika. His background in character-focused storytelling was absolutely key. Then, they brought in writer Christina Hodgson. They set the whole thing in 1987, tapping right into that 80s nostalgia for the original toys. And maybe most importantly, they decided to focus on just a handful of robots, putting emotion way ahead of just mindless spectacle.
And this quote from the screenwriter Christina Hodgson really just gets to the heart of it all. The entire film, from top to bottom, was built on this one simple, really powerful idea: a broken girl and a broken robot who find each other and, well, fix each other.
So how did that emotional core really play out in the story? Well, the whole movie really just hangs on this one central relationship. And that's where it gets all of its charm and all of its power. So you meet Charlie Watson, a teenager who's still hurting from the death of her dad. And then you have Bumblebee, an Autobot scout who's lost his memory. Their bond is the entire plot. And it wasn't just in the writing. The animators gave Bumblebee these huge, expressive eyes that let him show so much emotion without saying a word. It's what gives all the action and explosions real meaning.
The story itself unfolds in 4 pretty clear parts. First, Bumblebee, who was called B-127 back then, escapes from a war-torn Cybertron. Second, Charlie finds him in that junkyard and they start to build their friendship. Third, a couple of Decepticons show up on Earth, tricking the government into hunting our hero. And finally, you get the big battle, where Charlie and Bumblebee have to save not just the world, but each other.
So here's the million-dollar question. Did this new formula, all this focus on heart and character, did it actually work? Well, if you ask the critics, the fans, or the box office, the answer was a huge, resounding yes.
And the proof starts with the budget. At around $135 million, it was way cheaper to make than the last few Transformers movies. This showed that you didn't need to spend more and more money, you just needed to spend it smarter on a tighter story.
And that smarter investment? Oh, it definitely paid off. The film pulled in over $468 million across the globe, making it a solid financial success. It proved that you don't actually need planets blowing up to get a worldwide audience. A good story is enough. But honestly, the most dramatic turnaround is when you look at the critics. The average Rotten Tomatoes score for the franchise before Bumblebee was, well, let's just say it wasn't great. Bumblebee, on the other hand, skyrocketed to an incredible 91%. That made it the best-reviewed film in the entire series by a country mile. This quote from Variety just nails it, doesn't it? For years, all the fans who grew up with the original cartoon felt like the movies were missing the point. Bumblebee was finally the movie they had been waiting for.
And the success of Bumblebee wasn't just a one-time thing. It literally changed the future of the entire franchise. It set a brand new course for the Autobots on the big screen.
The impact was immediate. Like, right after the movie came out, the producers confirmed that this was the new game plan. The focus on character and heart became the official blueprint, which led directly to the 2023 follow-up, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
When you get right down to it, Bumblebee's success sends a pretty clear message. A blockbuster doesn't have to be bloated. It showed that audiences are really hungry for character-driven stories, even inside these massive franchises. And it leaves us all with a pretty interesting question. In an age of non-stop spectacle, could the real secret to success just be a story with a lot of heart?